Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be reacting to an FGO AMV that has been recommended to me. This is I think like the second FGO Ordeal Call 1 AMV that I'm reacting to that has been recommended. There's I think like two more after this, which I'll do it eventually. You know, like it's been a while I've done one of this. I've got time now, so I've decided to make another one, another reaction. So this is called Believer, FGO MAD Believer, and this has multiple times come up on my recommendations, when I watch YouTube and stuff. And obviously it was Ordeal Call 1, so I never clicked on it because of the spoilers, and now I've completed Ordeal Call 1 quite a while ago. And yeah, I can actually watch this now, so let's do that. Okay, so as always, the original video link is in the description box if you want to check the original video out. And the audio is muted because obviously it's a copyrighted song. I cannot put it in in the video, so I'll timestamp the video. If you want to play the original video alongside my reaction to listen to the audio as well, you can do that. Like I said, the link is in the description box, and I'll timestamp the video as well when I start the reaction. So yeah, let us begin. Let's get started. Fate Grand Order MAD Believer, here we go. Okay. All right. Oh, this is Rihanna's song. Oh yeah, Believer. Okay. All right. This is where it begins. All the candidates and yep. Oh boy, how much I hated that guy. I forgot his name. What was his name? Obviously, he was a Mato. I do remember that. And you know what? In whatever way, it was nice to see Sakura in a FGO game. Right. Yeah. Oh, Lev was so good. Like, obviously it's not Lev, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, when I watch the I'll talk about this later after the um okay, well, they're showing the whole sequence of, okay, yeah, this is, you know what, it was a surprise getting to know who actually was Durga, like who it was in the game. And obviously Sergera, right? Yeah, that was her name. And I'm a little bit biased because I'm Indian, so like seeing Bhima and Duryodhana on the on the front screen was pretty damn good. And obviously Durga and Kali. Yep, and the transformation. Hmm. And then Kama's final, yeah. Oh boy. And I have to say that the way they explained what alter ego is at the end, it was pretty cool. I actually want all the other ordeal calls after this to do something like that. Because that's the main theme of ordeal call, understanding these extra classes. And I think they did a pretty good job at the end explaining what actual alter ego is and why are they here. Like, what is their reason for being. And then we go back. You know what? That was a really good AMV. Yeah, the music matched the whole, the sequence of the video. And it was also obviously they showed like the whole thing little by little, sequentially, and yeah, it's really good. It's a really good AMV, and it makes sense. It has like a 1 million views. Goddamn, crazy. It makes sense. It's a really well done AMV. So yeah. Okay, let us talk about this AMV. Now, I've mentioned multiple times what I felt about Ordeal Call when I played um, you know, the the game in itself. I talked about it when I watched the first AMV that I reacted to. I also talked about it. And yeah, like I said, like I really like this one part I really liked about the Ordeal Call, which is, as I said, that in the end, the way they kind of gave us like a like an explanation as to what actually is an alter ego and why are they here, what is like their true sense of like and yeah, that is the main thing of the ordeal calls, because we need to understand all these extra classes and like and that's like the main thing. So I do hope they do this for every single AMV, for every other AMV, not AMV, sorry, god damn it, ordeal call, every single ordeal call that will play from here onwards, like the Avengers one. The next one is the Avengers one, right? Ordeal call 2, I think, and then ordeal call 3. Is it Moon Cancer? Yeah, Moon Cancer, right? Because BB and all that. Ordeal call 4 is Ruler, I think. Yeah, I'm I might be mixing stuff up, or maybe, anyways, but I think that's how it goes. So yeah, like I would really love that. And I think every single ordeal call will probably do that, because like that's the main reason of these ordeal calls. We're doing these journeys that will be going on. Right. And yeah, ordeal calls one was pretty good. Like I said, I will be a little bit extra biased, because I'm Indian myself, and seeing like Duryodhana, Bhima, Durga, Kali, all these like different characters um on the on screen and everything. It's pretty good experience. However, I will say that like I will say the story was a little bit weak compared to Lost But 6 and 7. Lost But 6 and 7 was crazy. And yeah, compared to that, it was a bit weak. But I think, as far as I know, Ordeal Call 2 is like really, really good. Like, I've heard a lot of people comparing it to like, like there's the story level, comparing it to like Lost But 7 and not maybe 6. 6 is in a different league, but maybe 7, comparing it to 7. So I'm really excited for that. But Ordeal 1 was pretty good. It was pretty good, like story wise and everything. Maybe it was a little bit weaker, but it was pretty good in my opinion. Like as an Indian myself, I really loved watching like these characters and everything. And yeah, so it's pretty good. And also we like it's interesting to see, like we actually met like a new character who I don't know if will ever be shown later on, but she's actually a very big part of our crew, which is Serejera. I do remember seeing her once more again after Ordeal Call 1, which was in one of the events, I think. Like there was like a very brief moment they showed her. So I think they will probably show her later on, but I don't know. Like she's actually part of the crew, so like the staff members. So there is a high possibility we might see her again in the future. So yeah, it was a big shock to me, at least, like that she was actually part of the staff. I was thinking so many things. I was like, who is she? What legend is she from, and everything. All that stuff I was thinking, but nope. Turns out she was like one of the people who was like the most closest to us in one of the staff members. So yeah, that was a big surprise. One thing that I got spoiled about before, which was Dushala's identity. That I was spoiled about completely. Like, and I didn't even realize that. Like I like read one of the comments where someone said like, "Oh, that girl is actually Dusala," and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And since someone said it in the comments, I assumed it is something that just is revealed immediately. So I didn't even think that much about it. And then after starting to play the story, I realized, wait a minute, it's not been revealed that she's Dusala. What's going on? Sometimes like in stories it happens. Like there's like a big revelation, but they immediately reveal it. I thought it was going to be one of those, and then I realized, oh damn, I got spoiled. Because it's not been revealed anywhere up until like the final few, like the final like one or two chapters. It gets revealed there. So I was like, oh damn, that was a spoiler. That means it's not revealed immediately. But anyways, that was fine, because yeah, it made me properly like look at her interactions and everything with Duryodhana, and made me realize more and more how much she is Dushala, and it made more sense. Anyways, yeah, and obviously Durga Kali holds that Durga Kali section was pretty good. I like the revelation that that girl who we saw, I forgot her name. What did they call her? They called her something. We gave her a name. You remember that character who was um, like in the central part. That cat, it ended up being she was the one who was actually Durga when Shion revealed, not Shion, sorry, Rani revealed that. So yeah, I that was also a surprise. I didn't expect that. It's a pretty good surprise. And then then we get to fight against Durga, and then we get to see that Kali actually wanted like Shiva's love, all that stuff, yeah, and pretty good. Bhima's whole thing was also, and the whole story of Ordeal Call 1, which was the whole centrifugation, like that, taking part of the personality, like, kind of churning it out, and, doing this whole recurring, like, thing, where it keep goes on and on, and the whole reason for Paper Moon's like doing this is because of saving humanity, and they automatically assume that they need like an army of like all those things. Those are pretty good revelations, but it was pretty interesting as well, like, because obviously that was like the main core of the story in Ordeal Call 1, and I think like the core of the story is pretty important. Lost 6 and 7 has a very complex and a very like well thought out core, which makes it so damn good. um I would say, however, or Lost Belt 5 Atlantis, I absolutely loved it, because obviously of the characters. That that arc actually doesn't have that much of a like amazing core of the story, but what made it so good are the characters. Like I still will never forget like all the characters in Lost Belt 5 Atlantis were so damn good. That's why I rate it even higher than Lost Belt 5 Olympus, because just because of the characters, I absolutely loved it. Like how each and every character has such a big role to play, and everyone was significant, and it was absolutely beautiful at the end. So yeah, so compared to Lost Belt 6 and 7, obviously the core of Lost Belt 5 Atlantis is pretty low, but the characters made it so damn good. So there are exceptions, but yeah, compared to that, the core of the story of Ordeal Con 1 was, obviously it's incomparable to Lost Belt 6 and 7, was still pretty good. I really like the whole like the reason why they're doing it. It was a pretty interesting twist, you could say, because obviously like I didn't expect, like like how when they explain why they were doing it, and why this is happening and everything. It was pretty intriguing. I really liked it. Also seeing like like the different parts of the personality being isolated. For example, Bhima, like that part of Bhima was the part where he like served that king. I forgot his name. That's why he was just like, oh, I'm going to cook and make everyone happy and all that, and he was not even doing anything else. Even in times of very big emergencies, he was not even doing. He's like, oh, I need to cook. Which was such a surprise. Duryodhana was also like, what the hell, you're not Bhima, why are you acting like this? you know and all those things. Yeah, it was pretty interesting seeing all of those things there. um then obviously Kama's, like the side of Kama that is like wants love, that part was also isolated. That's why Kama was acting so weirdly in this ordeal call. That's why Sion like suspected her throughout the whole thing. It was very good. Also, first time Sion actually accompanied us on our journey in a way. So it was pretty unique. It was pretty special, Ordeal Call 1 in that sense. I don't think she'll ever be accompanying us in a journey anymore from here onwards, as she said. But pretty good experience for her. And she wanted to do this. She wanted to go out with friends and everything, just like how everyone does it, goes on these like crazy like adventures. I guess you could call it life-threatening adventures. She wanted to do that, and she kind of got it. You know, traveling with Fujimaru and like resolving a like an ordeal call like a thing. So in that sense, I guess you could say it was worth it. You know, it's pretty unique in that sense. You know, because Shion was there. And yeah, overall, it was a great experience. I just talked about the ordeal call. I didn't talk much about the AMV, but like I said, the AMV was pretty well done. It was obviously like the music and everything. A good choice of the music as well. Believer by Riona. I've heard the song before. And you know, it matches pretty well with this with Ordeal Call 1. And yeah, really good, really good AMV. Right, so yeah, there you go. That's it, guys. That is my reaction to Ordeal Call 1 AMV Believer. I think, like I said, I think there's 2 more after this which have been recommended to me, which I'll do it, you know, again, I don't know when, but I will do it eventually. So yeah, so that's it. I'll end this video here. Thanks for watching, guys. This was my reaction to this AMV, the Ordeal Call 1 AMV. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below. Anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, I'll check them out. And that is it. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.